beautiful people. My name is Indy Maxine Weir, and I am the International Coordinator of the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival. I am here to tell you so much about this film festival and how you can participate and benefit from this film festival. So talking about film festivals, I'm sure you've heard of the popular ones like the Toronto International Film Festival, the Berlin International Film Festival, and of course you have the Venice International Film Festivals who have made impact, global impact over the years on the film industry. And much like these film festivals, the Taraba Human Rights Film Festival intends to make such an impact. But you know what? It is unique. It is talking about human rights, and that is the area we intend to impact using films. I mean, for our foreign participants, you have already sent your entries, over 1,000 of them from 100 countries all across the globe. We need you to come down to Taraba so that we can sit down together and go through them, go through our collective history, what has been, what is right now, and what should be. Together we can come up with the standard of what human rights should be in our different countries, using films to tell our stories and to give our recommendation, if you know what I mean. Being out here is so refreshing. It takes me to the second reason why you should be part of the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival in person. Fun fact.
Good evening. You're welcome to the broadcast of news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, the Pulse of the Nation. You can also follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. I am Bridget James. Now the news in full. On to national news. Cardinal Robert Prevost became first American Pope. Text name Leo XIV. Voting now opens for African Magic Viewers' Choice Award 2025. President Tinubu launches key projects in Anambra State today. Taraba State University postgraduates initiate anti-examination malpractice campaign. On international news, Taiwan's President Lee compares current security threats to pre-war Europe and urges democracies to unite against authoritarian. Business news. Mobile commits $1.5 billion to boost Nigeria's oil output amid challenges. Entertainment news. Nigerian film industry projected to generate $73 million annually. House of Reps endorses National Institute of Film and Media Technology. Sport news. Negation-bound Sunshine Stars and Aqua United suffers crucial losses in Nigeria Premier Football League survival battle. Now the news in full. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost of the United States has been elected the 267th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church, making history as the first American pontiff. The 69-year-old Chicago native, who spent much of his clerical life as a missionary in Peru and served as bishop there, would be known as Pope Leo. His election was confirmed after white smoke billowed from the Sistine Chapel on the second day of the conclave, signaling that a new pope had been chosen by at least 2/3 of the 133 voting cardinals. Pope Leo is expected to continue the reformist agenda of his predecessor, Pope Francis. The atmosphere in St. Peter's Square was jubilant, with flags from around the world waving and pilgrims celebrating this historic moment for the global Catholic community. The African Magic Viewers' Choice Award, AMVCA, has officially opened voting for its 11th edition following the announcement of its 2025 nominees, with a ceremony set to air live on 10th May 2025 across all African Magic channels on DSTV and GoTV. The nominees unveiled on 23rd March reflect outstanding achievements in African film and television, with entries down from work released between 1st December 2023 and 31st December 2024. This year's awards span 27 categories, including 18 jury and 9 voting categories, alongside 2 special recognitions, Lifetime Achievements and Trailblazer Awards. Standout nominations include Lisabi, The Uprising Skeleton Coast, and House of Gar for Best Movie. While actors like Gideon Okeke, Buchi Franklin, and Adedimeji Lateef are commenders for Best Lead Actors. Notable Best Lead Actress nominees include Chioma Chukwuka, Bimbo Ademoye, and Hilda Dokumbo. Dr. Busola Tejumola of MultiChoice West Africa emphasized the MVCA's role in spotlighting Africans' vibrant storytelling culture, calling the nominees a testament to the contentment, creative innovation sponsored by Amstel Malta, Olga Martel, MTN, Nivea, and others. The award continued to attract robust industry support. Voting remains open until 4th May 2025 on the African Magic website. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Thursday arrived in Akwa Ibom, the Anambra State capital, on an official visit aimed at strengthening federal-state collaborations and celebrating key milestones in state development. He was warmly received at the Chinua Achebe International Airport by Governor Chukwuma Charles Soludo and other top government officials. During the visit, President Tinubu inaugurated the Anambra State first ever government house, a landmark achievement more than 3 decades after the state's creation. He also commissioned a series of infrastructural projects delivered by the Soludo administration, underscoring the state's developmental progress under the current leadership. In a bold move to uphold academic integrity and combat unethical practices in higher education, postgraduate students of public relations and advertising at Taraba State University have launched a campus-wide anti-examination malpractice campaign, reinforcing their academic learning with a real-world advocacy drive titled Start Right, Say No to Exam Malpractice. Some TV correspondent Lillian Yakubu has the details.
And excellence in the minds of our
thank you very
precious
much. You see a creative workshop
that
in
we
public
believe
relations
will grow
and
into a
advertising.
generation of
It's a
students
sword.
who choose
Number one, we
honesty
expose
over
our
shortcut.
students to the
To our
rudiments
beloved freshers,
of
thank you for
public
showing up
relations
with
and advertising. They
open
spend like
mind
few
and
weeks in the
willingness
class.
to
We
learn.
send
The
them out
campaign
to
was about
identify
you,
social problems
only
within
you,
their
your
community.
teacher, your
Now they
value.
design
And for our 100 level students, the journey is still very far. The journey is still very far, but they say a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Now we have taken this one step. Let's keep going. Those that move in group, they move far. And those that want to move individually, they move fast, but they cannot move fast. So I will advise that you continue to do group discussions in your classes. Once lectures are done, call yourselves together, do group discussion, do tutorials, so that it will not escape your mind. May the Lord help us as we continue. Thank you so much. God bless.
And that is the problem. People don't need. Now I got exam. Me was say, man, what's up? Professor Siaka was say, yeah.
In a related development, the Nigerian Environmental Society, Taraba State Chapter, has launched a fresh wave of climate advocacy with inaugurations of its new executive team in Jalingo, setting the stage for bold grassroots actions against deforestation, climate change, and environmental neglect. Some TV correspondent Lilian Yakubu completes the report.
Society. Can you tell us the impact of this society in Taraba State?
Well, you can see they are newly inaugurated, and of course they will come up with line of activities with time frame for deliverable for that activities. They have multiple activities that if is put in place, it will bring about positive impact in our degraded environment. So they have a lot of plan, and we said the key thing they need to focus on people is awareness of how harmful our activity is to the environment, and that is causing general problem to the environment. And of course, we are feeling the impact. The heat you are feeling is as a result of our activity. The delay in the rainfall is as a result of our activities. The poor and the high costs of food is all as a result of this harmful activity conducted. So this inaugurated chapter, they have a task ahead of them to design a plan on how to mitigate some of these harmful activities.
Thank you, Yes, sir. Being the president of the Nigerian Society of Environmental Society, can you tell us the association tonight?
Okay, first let me correct the name. It is called Nigeria Environmental Society. We are the first and foremost environmental society in Nigeria, and it came into live stream because of the issue of coal waste in the early 80s, and since then we've been advocating, creating awareness, and also sensitizing Nigerians on the importance of environment and the reason to sustain our biodiversity, our water, and also our ecosystem and the environment in general. Like I said in my opening remarks, the environment cuts across various sectors and it is multifaceted. But critically for me, coming to Taraba, is the unique nature of the Nigerian environment space. Each zone and each region have different and unique environmental challenges. And we can see that in Taraba, that the climate situation here is quite different. And a lot can be attributed to that. So for the Nigerian Environmental Society, which is your question, our impact goes across 35 states and federal capital territory. So what that implies that we're in 35 states in the federation, and that is huge. I don't think there's any society in the country that has that kind of spread. And not just the spread, we're talking of the caliber and cerebral minds, professionals, practitioners, experts that are in society. We do a lot of pro bono, we have pool of resource and experts that does not just only in the environment space. We do research in issues that has to do with water, pollution. We do research that has to do with even socioeconomic indices. And I think that is huge for Taraba State to tap for.
Advice for the new integrated member.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has launched last May a new loan initiative in partnership with the Bank of Industry and Starling Bank to provide up to 10 million naira in collateral-free loan at 9% interest to SMEs and cooperatives in Lagos State. The scheme targets key sectors like healthcare, agriculture, and manufacturing, aiming to boost entrepreneurship and economic growth. Officials highlighted the vital roles of MSMEs in the economy, and the event concluded with a formal agreement signing by all partners. We'll be going on a commercial break. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back with more exciting updates on Super Media Television. Please don't go away.
You know that Taraba State is home to the Mambila Plateau, which is known for its beautiful scenery and cool weather. I can tell you this for free. I am looking forward to that. And that's not all. It is home to the Kashimbila Game Reserve, where there are different animals and you get to experience them. You gotta have that safari feel. And also, it doesn't stop there. There is the Pitako Hills, very amazing rock formations, and you just see the beauty in it. You see, I don't even know, it makes you speechless. And then you go to building up to the Baruch waterfalls. I mean, you've got me on that alone. It is going to be an amazing experience, and I think you should be here in person, especially to our foreign participants, because it's going to leave you in awe. And now to our local participants, I have a question for you. What if you have the platform that could make your dreams come true? And yes, you do. That is what the Taraba International Human Rights Film Festival is going to do for you. It's going to be a platform where you can showcase your work, showcase your talent, and even network with other participants from all over the world. We're expecting foreign participants to come, participants that you could interact with, to make very beautiful partnerships. It is an opportunity for you to take your work to a global level. Tell me you wouldn't want that. So you may ask, how is tariff going to benefit the government? But I have this to say, tariff is going to be an opportunity for the government to promote its cultural diplomacy. When young people interact by networking with foreign participants from across the globe, it is going to make for a beautiful partnership that will go ahead and promote the cultural diplomacy of Taraba State and even Nigeria as a whole. Secondly, this is an opportunity for the government to partner with investors from around the globe. This is going to be a great opportunity as it is going to even boost the economic situation of the state. So finally, this is going to benefit our youth as it will give them the opportunity to put their work out there and put them on the global stage to achieve great things. So why not? Why would the government not participate? I don't see why. I believe that Tariff is going to be fun, innovative, and it's going to be amazing. So did I tell you of the fun activities lined up for Tariff 2025? Okay, so this is it. There is going to be a cultural dance and drama competition themed My Heritage, My Right. I am definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be so much fun. So whatever you do, make sure you do not miss Tariff 2025. This is just a tip of the iceberg. Be there. Beautiful people, my name is Indy Maxine Weir and I am the International Coordinator of the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival. I am here to tell you so much about this film festival and how you can participate and benefit from this film festival. So talking about film festivals, I'm sure you've heard of the popular ones like the Toronto International Film Festival, the Berlin International Film Festival, and of course you have the Venice International Film Festivals who have made impact, global impact over the years on the film industry. And much like these film festivals, the Taraba Human Rights Film Festival intends to make such an impact. But you know what? It is unique. It is talking about human rights, and that is the area we intend to impact using films. I mean, for our foreign participants, you have already sent your entries, over 1,000 of them from 100 countries all across the globe. We need you to come down to Taraba so that we can sit down together and go through them, go through our collective history, what has been, what is right now, and what should be. Together we can come up with the standard of what human rights should be in our different countries, using films to tell our stories and to give our recommendation, if you know what I mean. Being out here is so refreshing. It takes me to the second reason why you should be part of the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival in person. Fun fact, you know that Taraba State is home to the Mambila Plateau, which is known for its beautiful scenery and cool weather. I can tell you this for free. I am looking forward to that. And that's not all. It is home to the Kashimbila Game Reserve, where there are different animals and you get to experience them. You gotta have that safari feel. And also, it doesn't stop there. There is the Bitako Hills, very amazing rock formations, and you just see the beauty in it. You see, I don't even...
Welcome back. Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State has inaugurated the 2025 Hajj Committee, tasking members with ensuring the safety, welfare, and spiritual well-being of pilgrims traveling to Saudi Arabia. At the inauguration ceremony in Gusau, Lawal appointed the Emir of Maradun, Al-Haji Garba Muhammad Thambari, as Amirul Hajj and chairman of the committee. He emphasized the importance of transparency, cooperation with relevant agencies, and upholding the state's religious and cultural value. The governor pledged full government support and requested regular updates and opposed harsh reports to improve future planning. A public hearing on a bill seeking to establish the National Institute for Film and Media Technology in Ukwawu, Ebonyi State, was held at the National Assembly in Abuja. The event was presided over the chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on National Institutions for Film and Media Technology, Honorable Fatola Steve Olusola, with support from the committee's deputy chairman, Honorable Felix Mweka. Honorable Amos Mogaji represented the Speaker of the House during the session. The hearing focused on gathering stakeholders' input to advance legislative efforts on media and film education in Nigeria. The Kano State government has banned all live political broadcasts on radio and television in a bid to curb the spread of inflammatory speech. The announcement was made by the Commissioner for Information and Internal Affairs, Ibrahim Abdullahi Waya, during a meeting with media executives. Waya emphasized that the move is aimed at preserving public order and cultural values, not suppressing political voices. He noted a commendable reductions in abusive languages following previous engagements with the media. New guidelines now require all program guests to sign an undertaking against offensive remark, while presenters must avoid provocative questions. The government has also begun sensitization campaign targeting broadcasters, political commentators, and religious leaders to encourage respectful public discourse. The Bayelsa State Caretaker Committee of the People's Democratic Party has announced plans to inaugurate a new party secretariat and receive defectors from other political parties on May 26th, following its first meeting under acting chairman George Tona. The committee also established a reconciliation team and constituted a disciplinary committee and elders advisory council. According to the party's publicity secretary, Alaso Rai Derry, additional ad hoc committees were up to access party activities across the 8 local government areas and 105 wards, as well as to review and recommend improved salary structures for officials at all levels. Reports from these committees are expected at the next state working committee meeting scheduled for May 8th. Benue State Governor Hyson Alier has alleged a plot by political opponents to destabilize his government and prompt a federal state of emergency declaration. He criticized recent protests in Abuja and called on the Nigerian Bar Association to investigate those involved. Meanwhile, the Conference of Speakers condemned the House of Representatives' summon to Benue and Zamfara Assembly leaders, labeling it unconstitutional. Both states rejected the summons amid ongoing legislative crisis separately. 4 people, including an APC chieftain, were killed in a suspected headers attack in Benue, Gwea East local government area. Governor Ademola Adeleke has commissioned 3 new fire trucks for the Osun State Fire Service as part of efforts to enhance emergency response. Speaking in Osogbo, he noted that his administration has procured a total of 7 modern fire trucks, a water tanker, and essential firefighting gear, marking the first such acquisitions in 14 years. Adeleke emphasized training and protective equipment for fire officers while directing the Ministry of Home Affairs to ensure regular maintenance and accountability. Commissioner Abdul Rashid Aderigwe praised the initiative and urged effective utilization of the resources. The Gombe state government has approved nearly 20 billion naira for key infrastructure and development projects, including industrial expansion, education, erosion control, and water supply. Major allocations include 5.5 billion naira for the Muhammadu Buhari Industrial Park, 10.23 billion naira for basic education funding, 2.14 billion for erosion control compensation, and 2.1 billion naira for water project maintenance, aiming to boost economic growth and public services. Amobi Oga, member representing Usukwoto Umwaechi Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, has dismissed his suspension by the Julius Abure-led Labour Party functions, affirming his unwavering loyalty to Abia State Governor Alex Otti. Oga described the suspension as baseless and politically motivating, asserting that it will not deter his support for Otti's leadership, which he praised for bringing progress and accountability to the state. He urged constituents to remain calm and assured them of his continued dedication to effective representation. Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State is in collaboration with the Aliko Dangote Foundation, launched the distributions of 35,000 bags of rice to vulnerable households across the states, 23 local government areas and Thursday. Represented by his Chief of Staff, Malam Sani Liman Kila, the governor described the initiative as a significant step in combating hunger and poverty. The rice distribution formed part of a nationwide intervention by the Dangote Foundation to deliver 1 million bags of rice to all 774 local government areas in Nigeria. Beneficiaries, including women, the elderly, and people with disabilities, expressed appreciation for the support. Governor Sani assured that the process would be transparent and targeted at those most in need. The Cross River State Government has launched a subsidized tractor scheme to boost agricultural modernizations and commercial farming. Through the Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation Development, the state procured 108 mini and medium-sized tractors for distribution to farmers' cooperatives. Representing Governor Basi Otu, Commissioner Johnson Oboko announced that the tractor would be provided at subsidized rate to support land preparations and mechanized productions across major agricultural value chain. A dedicated committee has been established to ensure fair and transparent distribution, reinforcing the administration's commitment to transforming agriculture into a sustainable, business-oriented sector. The Niger State government has donated 25 operational vehicles to the Nigerian police force to enhance security patrol, particularly in urban areas. Governor Mohammed Umar Bago announced the donation during the passing out ceremony of 50 officers from the newly established Special Protection Unit, Base 23 in Mina. According to the governor's chief press secretary, Bologi Ibrahim, the vehicle will support the Niger State Police Command to strengthen law enforcement. Governor Bago also disclosed plans to build new police barracks in the outskirts of Mina and pledged continuous support for security agencies. The SPU, created by the Inspector General of Police, is tasked with providing allied protections and has trained its personnel in VIP security, firm armed self-defense, and emergency response. The Yobe State House of Assembly has called on the state government to regulate the activities of mental scavengers, popularly known as Jari Bala, citing rising concerns over theft and vandalism. Linked to the threat, the motion raised by Honorable Zana Baba Ghana of Brussels constituency highlight the security risks posed by unregulated scavenging. Lawmakers proposed the establishment of a committee to investigate and monitor the sector, noting that some states have already banned the practice to protect public and private property. Meanwhile, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has assured Yobe residents of enhanced security measures following recent attack, including the deadly incident in Bonigari. During a visit to the state, Oluyede, who previously commanded military formations in Yobe, pledged increased troops deployments and resources to prevent a relapse into the 2015 security crisis. He emphasized the need for collective national actions against terrorism, warning that unchecked instability in the Sahel could spill into Nigeria. The Court of Appeal sitting in Akure has dismissed the appeal filed by NNPC candidate Olugbega Edema, changing the victory of Governor Lucy Ayedatiwa and his deputy, Dr. Alaide Adelami. In the November 2024 Ondo governorship election, the court upheld the earlier ruling of the Federal High Court, which had struck out Adema's case seeking the disqualifications on the APC candidates. In a decision, the three-members panel described the appeal as lacking merit and abuse of court process, awarding a fine of 1 million naira to each respondent. The State Attorney General, Dr. Kayode Ajulo, praised the judgment, urging an end to prolonged litigations and a focus on moving the state forward. The Economic and Financial Crime Commission has arrested former House of Representatives member Mohammed Kazaure in Kano. Kazaure, who represented the Kazaure, Roni, Gwiwa, and Yankwashi federal constituency from 2015 to 2023 under the All Progressive Congress, was taken into custody after honoring an EFCC invitation. He was subsequently flown to Abuja on Wednesday, while the reason for his arrest remained undisclosed. The EFCC has yet to issue an official statement. Efforts to get clarification from the EFCC's Kano spokespersons were unsuccessful as they referred inquiries to the agency's headquarters in Abuja. The Kwara State government, in partnership with UNICEF under the EU SARA initiative, has trained 60 secondary healthcare providers across the state on comprehensive emergency obstetric and newborn care. The 14-day training held in Ilorin aimed to reduce maternal and newborn mortality by equipping participants with skills to manage pregnancy-related emergencies. Lead facilitators, Professor Abiodun Adeniran, emphasized the need for skill response to obstetric complications, noting Nigeria's share in the high maternal deaths in sub-Saharan Africa. Co-facilitator Dr. Fatai Olaniyi stressed the importance of sustained investments in life-saving tools, while program manager Dr. Kafayat Kofo urged participants to apply the training to improve outcomes for mothers and newborns. The Nigerian Army has neutralized 8 Boko Haram terrorists in Borno State following a failed assault of Goza. According to Operation Hadinkai Commander Ruben Convodia, troops launched a counter-operations early Wednesday, successfully eliminating the militants. Boko Haram, active since the early 2000s, has caused widespread violence across Nigeria and neighboring countries, leading to mass casualties and displacement throughout the Lake Chad Basin region. Despite an interim order from the Ekiti State High Court halting its congresses, the People's Democratic Party in Ekiti proceeded with its local government and state congresses on Wednesday, declaring the process peaceful and successful The court order issued by Justice E.B. Omotosho following a suit filed by party members. Afolabi Adeji retrained the PDP and key officials from accepting delegates who did not meet stipulated conditions. The matter was adjourned to May 14 for further hearing. Meanwhile, PDP caretaker chairman Dare Adeleke praised the conduct of the congresses and mandated the electoral panels and stakeholders for their support. The Kebbi state government has partnered with First Bank of Nigeria PLC to boost industrializations and derive economic development across key sectors. Governor Nasir Idris announced the collaboration during a visit by First Bank's Managing Director, Mr. Olusegun Olabiyesu, to the government house in Birnin Kebbi. He reiterated the state's openness to invest and commended First Bank's support, particularly its role in the Workout Rice Mill project in Agugu. Mr. Olabiyesu highlighted plans for further collaboration, including potential investment in solid minerals, textiles, infrastructure, and solar energy, noting that foreign partners will soon visit to explore opportunities. Residents of Bodo community in Rivers State have taken legal actions in a United Kingdom court against Reassistance African Energy Company Limited, seeking justice for two major oil spills that occurred in 2008. The trial, which commenced on Thursday, follows long-standing allegations that poorly maintained pipelines caused crude oil to leak into the community for 5 weeks, devastating livelihoods and contaminating local waters. Despite Shell's 2014 admission of responsibility prior to selling RAEC, the community claims cleanup efforts remain incomplete. Amnesty International has condemned the prolonged delay in securing justice, describing the case as a crucial movement for accountability in Nigeria's oil-producing region. The Plateau State has initiated the constructions and renovations of over 310 primary schools across the state to enhance basic education, speaking at the bid opening for contract awards. Sunday Amuna, chairman of the State Universal Basic Education Board, emphasized the administration's commitment to improving learning environments. He urged contractors to maintain high standards, assuring that the government will monitor the project closely. Daniel Sule, chairman of the Plateau State Local Contractors, pledged quality delivery, expressing confidence that the improved facilities will foster effective learning for students. The Skam Mbakwe International Airport in Owerri will host its first international flight on May 9, 2025, following extensive upgrades to its facilities. Governor Hope Uzodima's efforts have made the airport ready for international travel, which will also support direct flight for Hajj and Christian pilgrims. The upgrade is expected to boost the state economy, attract international investors, and make travel more convenient for Imo State residents and the diaspora. A witness for Economic and Financial Crime Commission testified in the Federal High Court in Abuja on May 8, 2025, stating that no payment from the Kogi State government were made to the American International School, Abuja, for further Governor Yaya Bello's children's school fees. The EFCC has charged Bello with money laundering, fraud, and misappropriation of 80.2 billion naira. Nicholas Ojehomon, an international auditor at Asia, confirmed that Bello's name did not appear in any transaction record or payment list. The payments, totaling $1.6 million, were linked to a contract with Bello's brother, Ali Bello, for his children's tuition and advance payments for future admissions. The court also admitted a previous judgment from the FCT High Court, which ruled in favor of the Bello family regarding the $1.6 million payment. The case continues on May 9, 2025. The Akwa Ibom Police Command has arrested 6 suspected kidnappers operating in Ekede local government area. The suspects were apprehended following credible information about a planned kidnapping targeting key personnel in the area. The operation, which began with the arrest of Joseph Alafia in Oron town, led to further raids in Ekede, where more suspects were detained. Authorities also recovered 5 mobile phones and a Lexus RX 300 vehicles believed to have been used in the kidnapping. The suspects are currently under interrogation. The Commissioner of Police, Baba Azare, commended the swift actions of the police officer involved and reiterated the commitment to ensuring the safety of residents. Farmers in Nasarawa State are urging the government to provide timely access to subsidized farming input and enhance security measures as the wet season begins. Delayed input distribution and rising insecurity have hindered farming productivity, with farmers calling for government support, including loan facilities and the establishment of community police for protection. They also seek solutions to flooding and other challenges affecting agriculture. The state government is committed to addressing these issues through empowerment programs and agricultural insurance to support farmers and ensure food security. The Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, has prioritized security for the upcoming 22nd National Sport Festival, scheduled from May 16 to 30, 2025. The event will be hosted at the newly renovated Nko Abiola Stadium, set to be renamed MKO Abiola Sporting Complex. Over 10,000 athletes will be accommodated, and a former national football team captain, Shegun Adebami, has been named the Grand Sports Ambassador. The governor assured that security and facilities would meet international standards, promising a memorable event for participants and spectators. Edo State House of Assembly Speaker Right Honorable Blessing Agbabekum has explained his defection from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress, APC. He stated that the move was aimed to retaining his position as Speaker to continue benefiting his constituency, not for personal gain. Agbet Bakung emphasized that his decision was based on ongoing development projects in Owan West and that his constituents supported the change. He also mentioned that, for him, party affiliation is secondary, as the primary focus is working with governor to advance the state's development. The Bauchi State Urban Water and Sewerage Corporations has installed a 7.5 megawatt transformer to improve water supply in the metropolis. The move is expected to enhance pumping capacity and ease shortages, especially in areas like Onguwar, Hado, and Tudun Alkali. While progress has been made, challenges such as pipe burst remain. Community leaders and residents are calling on the government to take further actions to address the ongoing crisis. The Oyo State Directorate of the National Orientation Agency held a send-forward for Dr. Olukemi Afolayan, its ongoing director, who has been redeployed to NOA headquarters in Abuja. She was praised by stakeholders and government officials for her impactful tenure, which included 79 town hall meetings, 106 sensitization programs, and outreach to 500 traditional leaders. Dr. Afolayan also played a key role in securing government's compensation for the family of Nigerian's flag designer. The event featured emotional tribute and an award from the Oyo NUJ for her exemplary service. Three members of the House of Representatives from Katsina State have defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress, citing unresolved internal crisis within the opposition party. The Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, announced the defections during Thursday's plenary, identifying the lawmaker as Abdullahi Balarabe, Abubakar Al-Baba Aliyu, and Yusuf Majigiri. Each attributed their move to division and instability in the PDP, with Majigiri describing the situation as a high-level discord without cure. Their defection was supported by the presence of Katsina Governor Diko Rada and APC State Chairman Mohammed Ali. The development reflected a broader trend of party switching in the House, with lawmakers increasing aligning with the APC. Authorities in Omuma and Ete local government areas of Rivers State have urged State Sole Administrator Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas to urgently address rising security concerns, including kidnapping, land grabbing, and herdsmen's invasion. The appeal was met during stakeholders' engagements convened by State Commissioner of Police Olubega Odepoju. In Omuma, Administrator Manager Nwala cited politically driven arrests, oil buggering, and alleged police misconduct, calling for the redeployment of the local DPO and the establishment of additional police outposts. Traditional ruler Monday Ojegbe expressed support for state intervention but lamented Omuma's exclusion from oil derivation benefits. In Eche administration, Onyekachi Nwonko and other leaders highlighted deepening insecurity, deteriorating health and education facilities, and the absence of Miyetti Allah from critical security dialogue. Commissioner Adepoju promised investigations into the DPO's conduct and pledged stronger surveillance and stakeholders' collaboration. Meanwhile, in another part of Rivers State, residents of Bodo community have launched a legal battle in a UK court against Rainer African Emergent Energy Company Limited, formerly owned by Shell, over two catastrophic oil spills in 2008. Amnesty International reported that the spills, caused by poorly maintained pipelines, contaminated the community's waterways for 5 weeks, crippling livelihoods and jeopardizing public health. Despite Shell admitting liability in 2014, residents say remediations remain incomplete. Amnesty's Nigeria Director Isa Sanusi underscored the persistence held risks and described the trial as a pivotal moment for justice. A 2023 Court of Appeal ruling enabled the full trial to proceed. A construction firm, Manila Integrated Partners Limited, has defied a stop work order issued by an Abuja High Court and continued construction activities at the Apo Resettlement Scheme Market. The court, presided over by Justice Yusuf Halilu, had on April 15, 2025, directed the company and its partners to halt work on the disputed sites located at plot 1729, Cadastral Zone E27, Apo, Abuja. Despite the court's interlocutory injunction visibly displayed on the site and walls, the order has reportedly been removed and ignored, with ongoing construction observed. During a compliance check on May 3rd, representatives of Tech and Concrete Nigeria were allegedly chased away by site workers. Project manager Ame Kennedy Gabriel condemned the act, emphasizing the legal consequences of contempt of court and urging judicial intervention. The market project remains mired in litigation between Tech and Concrete Nigeria Limited and Manila Integrated Partners Limited, with ongoing warnings to the public against purchasing shops at the site. Let's take a brief commercial break. We'll be right back with more exciting updates on Super Media Television. Please don't go away.
Ways, whatever skills they have, whatever abilities they have, whatever money they have to give to the communities and to the homeless populations in their communities or in their countries, on the continent, in the world, to be able to help finally bring an end to homelessness. And if we can't foster that empathy, even in a small group of people with that documentary, then we'll make another one. Because I think that's something that really, really, really we need as humans.
Welcome back. We'll be moving to national, international, business, sports, and entertainment news. On the international news, Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te has drawn parallels between Taiwan's current security challenges and Europe's situations before the Second World War, warning of rising authoritarian threats and urging democracies to stand united. Speaking in Taipei during Taiwan's first official commemorations of the end of World War in Europe, Lai cautioned that a pleasant only emboldens aggressors. His remark come amidst growing Chinese military pressure and coincided with China's President Xi Jinping's visits to Moscow, where reaffirms Beijing's intent to reunite with Taiwan and press Russia's support. On business news, ExxonMobil has committed $1.5 billion to deep-water oil project in Nigeria, a move expected to boost the country's output by the least of 510,000 barrels per day. This investment comes as a significant lifeline for Nigerians, which has been grappling with declining production caused by on-investments, pipeline vandalism, and regulatory challenges. The country's current output remains below its OPEC quota of 1.4 million ppd, making the New Deal a potential turning point for its oil sector. On entertainment news, the House of Representatives has projected the Nigerian film industry could generate $73 million annually, highlighting its potential to boost employment and GDP. Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, represented by Honorable Amos Magaji at a public hearing, emphasized the economic potential of Nollywood and endorsed the establishment of the National Institute of Film and Media Technology in Okwawu, Ebonyi State. The initiative aimed to meet growing industry demands, integrate artificial intelligence, and support national development. Lawmakers and stakeholders also backed the need for a legal framework to strengthen the sector. On to sport news. With just 2 matches left in the 2024-2025 Nigeria Premier Football League, relegation threatened Sunshine Stars, and Akwa United suffered damaging defeat on Wednesday, deepening their survival woes. Sunshine Stars fell 1-0 to Shooting Stars in Ibadan after a team late penalty sealed their 17th loss of the season. Leaving them 19th on the table with 41 points, they face fellow strugglers Niger Tornadoes on Sunday in a must-win clash that could determine their top-flight fate. Niger Tornadoes, meanwhile, were held to a 1-1 draw at home by Abia Warriors, who came from behind to keep their continental hopes alive. Akwa United survival bid also took a hit after a 55-minute goal from Maiwa Orisoyi, and Bendel Insurance a 1-0 victory in Benin, condemning the former champion to another defeat. In another match day 36 result, newly crowned champions Remo Stars lost 2-0 to El Kanemi Warriors, while Rivers United edged Rangers International 1-0 in a tightly contested encounter. That's all for this edition of News at 9 p.m. from Psalm TV. Before we go, here is a recap of the major headlines on the national news. Cardinal Robert Prevost becomes first American Pope, takes name Leo. Voting now opens for African Magic Viewers' Choice Awards 2025. President Tinubu launches key project in Anambra State today. Taraba State University postgraduates initiate anti-examination malpractice campaign. International news. Taiwan's President Lai compares current security threat to pre-Europe and urges democracies to unite against them. Business news. ExxonMobil commits $1.5 billion to boost Nigerians' oil output amidst challenges. On entertainment news, Nigerians' film industry projected to generate $73 million. Sport news. Relegation-bound Sunshine Stars and Akwa United suffer crucial losses in Nigerian Premier Football League survival battle. Stay tuned for more lineup of programs from Psalm TV. You can also follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. I remain Bridget James. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.